So today, inside this courtroom, we finally heard from Gerald Stanley. He is the farmer accused of killing Colton Boushie, and he testified today that the gun accidentally went off. So he tells this story. These young people drove onto his farm. Two of them got out of a vehicle. One of them tried to steal an ATV. They then got back into this vehicle, started driving away. That's when they crashed into another vehicle that was parked on the farm. It's at this point that Gerald Stanley says he went into his shed, grabbed this gun. He came out. Two young men came running from the crashed SUV. He fired 2 shots, he says, in the air. He then walked up to the vehicle where Colton Boushie was. At this point, he says the gun was disabled, that he had the magazine in one hand, the gun in the other, and he walked up and reached inside this vehicle to turn off the vehicle because he was scared it was going to run over somebody. And this is where he said, quote, "Boom, the thing just went off." That was his quote about the moment the gun went off and killed Colton Boushie. Again, he's testified that he was scared for his family's safety, that he thought maybe this SUV had ran over his wife, and he was also scared and he did not know that the gun had another bullet in it, and he claims that it accidentally went off. So the most harrowing part, the most emotional part of today was certainly when Gerald Stanley demonstrated with this gun what he did in the moments just before Colton Boushie's death. So he actually had the actual Tokarev Russian pistol in court and was demonstrating to the court, you know, what those final moments were like. And for Boushie's family, that was very emotional. Some people had to leave the courtroom. You could hear people crying outside. Here is what his uncle, Colton Boushie's uncle, Alvin Baptiste, had to say about Gerald Stanley having that gun in the courtroom.
And I realized that last thing my nephew seen was this man holding this gun at him, and this is how I seen him holding that gun. And I said, this is the last thing Colton seen was this man holding this revolver. Yeah, it wasn't, I don't know why they even brought that gun in the first place. They should have just kept it out of the courtroom. Why they even use it to demonstrate?
So today, I should mention Gerald Stanley was also cross-examined by the Crown Prosecutor, Bill Burge. He asked if he thought he only loaded 2 bullets in this gun. How did the third get there? But we also heard that by the end of the week, we could have a verdict in this case. There are a few days left. The jury, I should say the lawyers, in the absence of the jury, have to discuss some things tomorrow, and we're still waiting for closing arguments. But by all indications, by the end of the week, the jury could be sequestered, and then sometime after that, we will have a verdict. So there's much more to come in this case, despite the testimony that we heard today.